Welcome to the Jacks Rangers Show, a New England Free Jacks fan podcast. And now, Rangers, here's your host, Phil Harris.
Hi, this is Bozo6, and I'm holding the MLR Championship Shield, something the Dallas Jackals, Chicago Hounds, OGDC, and of course, how could I forget, NOLA will never, ever hold. You heard it here first. Huzzah!
Huzzah, Rangers! This is your boy Phil Harris here at the Jacks Rangers Show, and I am joined with a very, very special guest this time around. His name is Thomas Grant. We call him Wheels. Wheels, how the hell are you?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Very, very good, thanks. I think it's my third or fourth time on the show now, so becoming a bit of a veteran. So it's good.
Love it. It's great to have you on. You know, of course, Thomas Kindly, your coworker there, it's got the record, but you're creeping up on him. So we'll continue to have you on the show as much as possible. Of course, you are the Academy and Community Manager for our back-to-back champions, New England Free Jacks. I wanted to mention to everybody that's watching this or listening to it that this episode of the Jacks Rangers Show is brought to you by the Rowdy Rangers Club on Patreon. The Rowdy Rangers Club offers access to TGRS content, including this episode. Club members get the YouTube video, podcast audio, and memes before they're released to the general public. Additionally, club members get Patreon exclusives, such as first priority interview questions to the guest, and MLR rumors from time to time as well. Wink, wink. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I overhear some things. And head over to patreon.com/jacksrangers to sign up today. Wills, it's been a while since we've had you on the show. Tell us about your overall thoughts of the 2024 season for our Free Jacks.
Yeah, mate. And, obviously, another great season in the books, and topped off with the mighty MLR Shield again. So. Yeah, it was awesome. It only seems like it all happened yesterday. Really, it all happened in the blink of an eye, and before you know it, we're announcing the next schedule, and we're ready to go again for 2025. But yeah, well, what an awesome season it was, and so cool that we were able to have some special moments at home with our fans like yourself, and then the contingent that we had there in San Diego and the after party as well was wonderful. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully doing it all again.
Yeah, man, it feels like a blur because it was for me. I was there for less than 24 hours. I flew in and flew out. It was insane, but, awesome. You'll never forget your first. Obviously, that first championship is going to be very, very special. But this one was also special in the sense that, we had so much adversity to overcome. We got everybody's best shot and still survived. And we had those injuries to key positions like Wien and JP. So it's also a special one. I never want to get to the point where like, oh, ho-hum, we've won another championship. But this team is built for success. Even this season, we're seeing all of these players that are announced and the players that are retained. There's a lot of excitement for this Free Jacks team that's coming around for 2025. So we'll see what happens. But super excited about the championship they won in 24, obviously. What have you been up to in the offseason? Tell us about the Boston Marathon Challenge for charity that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean that's to come. I haven't quite started the physical or mental preparations for that yet. But no, I mean, a part of what we've done this year is launched an inclusion rugby program with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dorchester, which is a fantastic community organisation that provides opportunities to kids to learn and grow and become wonderful humans and discover what they want to do in life. And for me, that really resonated with me, and I wanted to do something special for them, and by way of means, I'm going to put myself through an absolute hell 16-week training program and do the Boston Marathon and try and raise some money for that club. And look, to be honest, the program that we did with them this year, myself, Andrew Quattrin, Vian, Ben Lesage, was actually like one of the most awesome things I've done in my life. Like seeing those kids take on the challenge of rugby and going outside of their comfort zones. Was super cool, and they've all got wonderful personalities and different things about them that make them so awesome and unique, and I just wanted to give back to them. So yeah, if anyone's got a spare bit of change floating around and want to support these kids, it would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. I know the Free Jacks sent that link out like a week or so ago announcing that. The awesome graphic, I'm sure that was done by Oliver. It looks fantastic. And, it's just something that's really, really cool about the Free Jack. Other teams are kind of slowly catching up to this community-first model. And that's exactly what this is all about, is getting out to the community, helping these kids out, providing a bit of confidence, through the game of rugby. It's very, very cool. Youth rugby is just something near and dear to my heart. My birthday is my birthday month, so I'm doing a little fundraiser myself, trying to raise money for Massachusetts Youth Rugby Organization. So, yeah, hell yeah, love that.
That's great. That's the grassroots, as you say, Phil. Like, this is where our future Free Jacks are starting, and there's still a lot of work to do to get it to where our grassroots needs to be here in America. But it's going to happen.
Hell yeah, we're slowly climbing up this mountain. Sometimes we got to take a rest and sit down and think, "Woo, we've come a long way, but we got a long way to go." So we just got to keep dragging ourselves up that mountain, man. What has been going on in the community in the off season? Any upcoming community related events you're excited about?
Yeah, it's been a really awesome off season. I guess we could say, like, we're very fortunate that we have a number of players stay behind here in the off season, and they can really get back to our community initiatives. And one of them, to name a few, is Wayne Vanderbank, and we've had Vian Conradi around this year. So we had a great Shield tour. We took the Shield all around New England and to all the different states, and ran a youth and identification clinic in those areas. So as far as Burlington, Vermont, which was great, we went to Alona Mars High School and did a session with them as well, which was epic. And then we're into our final full development program session this Sunday. So that's our final one of an 8-week program. And then next week we head to the New York Sevens to compete in that, which is our second time doing it. We take 5 teams along to that event, boys, girls, men, women. It's a really cool day out. It's a cold day out, but it makes it all worthwhile. And then in a couple of weeks' time, we're heading down to Reading, Pennsylvania. Our independents will be taking on the Chicago Hounds Academy, which is the first time we've played them. So hopefully starting a bit of an academy rivalry there, which is which we've seen at the senior level as well. We have some really good clashes with them, but we really want to, I guess, get that second-tier rivalry started as well. And, it's going to be great.
A lot going on for sure. Reading is definitely something that was marked on my calendar with the hope that South Carolina would make it there to, I believe, the semifinals for the NRC. Unfortunately, that did not take place, but that's going to be an awesome event down there for you guys. We've talked about this on the show multiple times, whether it be with Hammerschmidt, or Phil Groves, the co-owner of the Hounds.
Yeah.
Those guys tell me all the time about the amazing development with youth rugby and all of the clubs that they have there in the Midwest. Like, there's a ton of talent coming out of the Midwest. So that should be a very, very good matchup against the boys for the academy there in the Free Jacks. So, yeah, for sure, man. That's exciting stuff. Let's talk about the very exclusive and the very special announcement tonight about the under-23s. Nate Brinkley alluded to this a few weeks back, but tell us what's going on with the independents in 2025.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Nate already let it slip. Come on. I thought I was going to get the real exclusive. No, I mean, starting off with the appointment of Nate, like, we're very fortunate next year that we've got an operator like Nate to come in and take charge of our U23s program. And it's a program compared to all of our other academy programs. Our U23 one is the really the program where we're trying to develop those future Free Jacks and put them through the MLR draft, and hopefully a few come back the Free Jacks way. But to have Nate taking control of that team next year, and we've got Liam Swanton stepping up, who is the coach of the Boston Irish Wolfhounds, who just won the NERFU D2s and the D3s. I'm going to give him a big shout out there. He told me to. He's got a 29-4 coaching record, he said. So
it's really good
to have him step in as a co-coach with Nate next year is just going to be wonderful. We've got John Poland and Josh Larson and Thomas Clark who will be there as well. So we've got a really good balance of current professional athletes and then some former ones as well. This year we took the team along to Belfast and Ireland, as you know, which was a wonderful experience. And you're repping the kit there, and that was a really great 4 to 5 days away with the team, and we learned a lot from that tour, and we're going to put that into an awesome week-long tour in Edinburgh next year, Scotland. We're going to head away in the first 2 weeks of May for a week-long tour, May 11th till the 19th, and play a couple of games over there and take in all the cultural activities that Scotland has to offer as well. So, yeah, mate, I mean, one of the great things about rugby is that it can really be a vehicle to give you amazing experiences all around the world. So we really want to take a strong 26-man squad over there next year and take on a couple of local clubs. We'll be playing Melrose Rugby Club and Boromir Rugby Club as a part of a week-long tour. And we'll also be heading to Edinburgh versus Ulster on the Friday night as well. So it happened to be like a chance that Ulster's playing in that fixture, who we got to see this year play against.
Very cool.
Yeah, so no, but I mean, for us, like, we really want to take this independence program to the next level and provide as many high-level opportunities as we can, and look to go to countries like Ireland and Scotland, which are really high-established rugby countries, and give our lads rugby experiences that they need to grow and develop. It's a no-brainer for us. So that's going to start off our spring season, and we'll come back here and play 4 to 5 more games against local opposition like Quebec and Toronto, and keep on building this thing up. So I'm really pumped about it.
Yeah, it's super exciting, man. Like, obviously, I was there on the Belfast trip and had a blast. You know, the guys I know learned a lot. The game itself was a bit disappointing in the sense that, you know, the score line wasn't great, but ton of experience. The first international tour for the Free Jacks Academy, the under 23 is going over there to Ireland. And now we're just, you know, stepping up a little bit and moving over to Scotland with the Edinburgh base there for you guys for several days. And by the way, a reunion with Scott Matthey, of course, is the attacks coach there for Edinburgh, which is very, very cool. So I encourage everybody listening to this, make sure you're, you know, following the Free Jacks social media pages that we post about this, and also the Free Jacks Academy pages talking about this sort of stuff. Of, you know, that, you know, book your tickets if you can to go overseas. I'm actually going over there next week. In fact, next Wednesday, I'm going to be over there.
Cool.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm going to do a little forward scouting for you guys to see what the lay of the land is over there. So it'll be a great opportunity once again for these young men to participate in some high-level rugby games and experience some excellent culture over there in Scotland for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see here. So this one thing to highlight is it's multiple games this time. I was in the stands, you know, watching you guys play, and of course I was the loudest person in the whole place when we hit a drop goal and also scored. And then there were people coming after me afterwards. It's like, where are you guys going next? I was like, oh, it's just a one-game tour. And they're like, really? So, like, it's nice to have multiple games that are going to be taking place this time around. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Like, that was one of the key learnings from the Belfast trip this year, is that it was really short and sharp, and everyone left that tour wanting more. And I think that was that's going to really set us up for success next year. And the first round of invitations have gone out last week. So we're going to have, I'd say, around a 60 to 65% retention rate from the Belfast squad, which is good. And we really want to keep that consistency and continuity with that U23 group and really capture these kids when they first go into college, and then have them for the 4 to 5 years that they're there and through our program. So a part of that is intertwining with our Free Jacks high performance camp, which is in the first week of December, which I'm sure TK's told you a few bits and pieces about, and giving those lads those sort of senior team experiences that they can then bring back to this U23 program, and we just continue to go from strength to strength. But yeah, we've got a week-long tour. We've got 2 games. As you mentioned, the Ulster game was definitely a bridge too far in terms of our level of play, and there were certainly lots of positives to that, but certainly a lot of negatives, I guess you could see out of a game like that as well. But I definitely didn't think it put a distasteful taste in our boys' mouths, and it certainly left us wanting more and an opportunity to be better. And we saw the fruits of that when we came back here for our spring season, and we definitely got better and better each game. So yeah, really hoping we get a good preseason under the belt with Nate, and we can hit these games running hard.
Listen, I mean, so it's what it's all about. Like, you want to test yourself against some of the best. And Ulster Academy, like we talked about this last time that you announced the Ulster game, is that you're playing guys that have been playing rugby since they were 5-6 years old, right? So, you know, there's going to be some butt kickings involved, but that's not what it's all about. It's all about getting better in the games when you come back to the United States and you play these opponents like Quebec. And so on and so forth. So that's what it's really all about, is about developing the talent within New England, the young men. So that's what it's all about. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. And Nate, like, yeah, we mentioned in the press release, you know, Nate's he's a MLR champion. He's captained his country, and he's just going to be such a great role model and resource for these kids to learn off. And you know, I wouldn't say that's what we've been missing, but it's certainly going to add a lot, you know. And we've been very fortunate the past couple of years to have great coaches in that space as well. But I think Nate's you know, recently retired professional athlete in Major League Rugby, and he's just going to be such a great educator for these kids.
He's seen it all and he knows it all, right? Like, he's been there and done that. This guy's a USA Eagle with like 23 caps. So, and also an MLR champion. I don't really want to get too far into that because it wasn't with the right color scheme, but it is what it is. Like, the guy knows how to get it done. So it's very, very awesome that he was able to come back and contribute to the Free Jacks. A lot of people wanted to see him in the red, white, and blue during his playing career because the guy grew up, you know, 35, 40 minutes from Boston, right? Like, it would have been nice, but obviously he's moved on, and it's awesome to have him in this role for sure. I really enjoyed talking to him. He's clearly a very smart guy. They don't let dummies into Dartmouth College, folks. It just doesn't happen. So
no, he's definitely of the Alex Magleby pedigree. You can certainly tell. And, they're pretty excited. Mags is excited to have him on board. I really know that.
Sure.
So it's going to be great to reconnect that relationship. And yeah.
Very cool. So the main thing to take away here, folks, is the Indies are going to Scotland. So it's very, very exciting stuff. Any final message for the Rangers out there, Wills?
No, mate. No, short and sharp one tonight. It's yeah. I mean, the academy is going from strength to strength each year, and I'm heading into my 4th year here next year, believe it or not. And it's really cool to see it go from strength to strength, and that's a massive shout out to the volunteers that we have involved. And you know, we're the only MLR team that's got a women's team, a girls team, U23 men, U23 women, and obviously UA team, boys and girls. And all of these teams happen because we've got our wonderful volunteer coaches out there that give up their time each and every week. And we don't just want to grow players, we want to grow coaches as well. And that's super important. You know, we want to obviously produce future Free Jacks. And now we've got a WER team coming to Boston. We want to help produce athletes for that team. But we also want coaches to come on to bigger and better things. And, you know, hopefully Nate in 5 to 10 years time is potentially the future Eagles coach. You know, you never know. And if we help start that coaching career, then that's a massive win for us as well. So, future Rangers, jump on board. Next year is going to be an awesome season for the Free Jacks. You know, I'm pumped to have Ryan Martin back on board. He's obviously a future teacher of mine, former teacher of mine. So I'm back to getting coffees for him, unfortunately. But it's going to be great. There's lots of exciting things that I know he's going to bring to the table next year. So I hope you're all as excited as I am.
It's so exciting. Everything that's happening here is so exciting. And, you know, obviously you're talking about, you know, the Free Jacks have the most amount of age group academy teams than any organization. Like, I kind of assumed that, but I've never heard that spoken before. But, of course, the Free Jacks are the best in the business at wanting this thing to grow in that way, get the youth involved. So it's super awesome to hear about. So just a lot of exciting stuff. I mean, obviously the schedule dropped today. Everybody's really excited about that. And this is just another thing to be even more excited about with the academy teams for sure. And I appreciate your time, Wills. We're going to say one word before we exit the video. You know what it is at this point. We're going to say that in 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!